Mr. Nelson don't care. Behold, Mr. Nelson don't care what the latest fuck. What else is there? The minute you're stuck, but Mr. Nelson don't care. Watch Mr. Nelson don't care. Watch Mr. Nelson draw. Listen to him tell his tales and see what you saw. All whistles and bells. Behold, Mr. Nelson's art. Feel it has to say from the very start. Beyond the end of the day, after latest fuck, what else is there? The minute you're stuck, but Mr. Nelson don't care.
Oh, jeez. Boy, the back pain is even worse than I first realized. But I had to get up and go to the bathroom. Otherwise, wow, it was going to be a mess here. Well, anyway, let's see the presentation. There it is. Oh, yeah, I don't need that there. Hey, look, it's me in the corner, but who wants to see that? Yeah. Okay. Oh, geez. Here we go. Gee, I sent Pat the link. I don't know that he has time to do this. If he just wanted to talk about New York Post stories or not, but he doesn't have to. And I'm probably not going to see that he's in the room when I switch to the view here. Well, I'll just have to keep checking if it'll show me a little message that it's there. Well, all right. First off, I apologize for not remembering exactly who in the chat had said, how do you animate, the mouths on characters and whatnot? And boy, there's an awful lot of files involved that I could make use of to make that point, but to demonstrate it. But I got these frames already set up, so I think it'll go a good way of demonstrating it. So right off the bat, this is the background that I put together with a bunch of covers from the New York Post, and most notably the best headline of all time, Headless Body and Topless Bar, as the main background for the cartoons. And for most of them, I would animate the characters doing whatever in any particular story, whatever crime it was. Sometimes they had a full-on background when time permitting, apartments or the streets of New York and stuff like that, wherever the crime took place, and had the cartoons interact there. But for the most part, it was this. Then later on, I got into using a green screen background that I just made up in Photoshop and superimpose them over well, it sometimes just over this, I would do it like that. But a lot of times it was the videos I recorded of me reading the particular article for New York Post stories. So right off the bat, this I took of a cartoon of myself. I need to add glasses at this point. At the time I did it, this is some time ago now. I needed glasses to read, but for the most part on the computer, and it would take the time to blow it up, and I probably could still do that, the text and all that. But anyway, that was the initial image of myself, even though I don't really have a blue jacket. I do have a red tie. But anyway, so that was from Nelson News, and I just took that and put it over this background to be the cartoon anchor for New York Post stories. So, well, they're kind of out of sync for this purpose, but anyway, this was not the initial image. The mouth was closed on the initial one, but basically had the primary drawing that I did, which was me sitting there with my hands folded and all that, and the mouth was closed, and then drew a bunch of mouths. Didn't, at first I was drawing it and I redrew the picture. I was like, wait a minute, stupid. And as much as possible to keep it as static. So it's, just, and I did this studying old cartoons, the Super Friends and stuff like that, which was very cheaply done because obviously I don't have the wherewithal and skill, and I never learned any of the software programs that animate things. So I was just going to do it the old fashioned way of creating the frames. And the initial frame is just this figure sitting there, but I needed the mouth to move as he's talking. And a lot of those cartoons were like that. A more animated cartoon, the eyes would blink and the eyebrows move around. And I've done images of that, but only for specific things. If I start laughing during the article, I got to go in and add in the laughing images and stuff like that. But basically, different shapes of the mouth moving. Couldn't just do one. It doesn't really work well as that, where they just open and close. Yeah, it doesn't work. So this was one, and I drew it and then pasted it over this image, and might even, no, I guess it does. See, some of this might not be, some of this is either from this image, and it's the original image is still coming through there. Might be, and this might be a case too, with two different lines for the chin and all that. And then make it fit, erase some of the flesh tone. A lot of times the mouths were just drawn with nothing, and then went in Photoshop and behind it created a layer of the flesh tone color, and had a series of drawings of the mouth and just pasted it on this initial image. This, of course, really captures my essence, the absolute void and nothing. This is the first frame in the opening to New York Post stories, so that it makes it look like the light comes on. I don't know. It doesn't. Sometimes I take it out entirely. But there, and then on occasion, I'll have my character's reactions to an image. Usually it's someone who's really god awful ugly, so that he turns forward and starts vomiting. But there would be some image here of whatever idiot criminal I'm talking about in the story. So there, the mouth is open. Next frame, it closes, and that's really all there is to that one. I could add more to get more life to it, but that's all I did for that because it's rarely used. But there you see it moves, and then it closes, and that's it. Well, that's the same shot, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know why it's there twice. Never noticed. There I am, disgusted about something. And probably one of the images, if I ever do, and it's rare, but I will do these scenes where he throws up at the sight of something. But it's another image of the mouth. Then, of course, went in and changed, obviously, the eyes and stuff to give more of the reaction to whatever I'm upset about. Here for the laughter. So now I'm laughing at something. So if I laughed on the tape without, and I always forget to think about it, oh no, this is going to add some extra effort that I'm going to have to do because I won't shut up with the laughter. So see, I pay a price for it too. And so I'll have to go in and put this frame into the template, which is the basics of New York Post Stories. I have it set up in Movie Maker with the frames all in place, reduced at a very fast speed, frame by frame, to get the illusion of the movement and all that. And then I'll have to go and put these in there because most of the time don't have any of these chuckles, anything. And this is part of it where I got to have the mouth closed. You got to have multiple images of it rather than just open, close, open, close. So that would go in the middle of it. Again, they're out of sequence. This is something I'm really shocked about. So, and didn't really do that great of a job. I can see I probably added to a previous one and just put this circle there and added the teeth and all that. And go, and, something really shocking happened. And then, of course, raise the eyebrows and all that stuff. But still, basically the same drawing. Here, I'm really disgusted. Very disgusted. Which happens a lot. And I did a lot of changes. I had to obviously make the eyes larger, the angry eyebrows there, and all that. It looks like, added more of that and whatnot. And still on the overall, the head remains the same, but added, these aspects to it. But it flips back and forth so fast. Here, you can run into some of the problems between the two where I did basic comic book drawing and details. Really shouldn't do that for animation. Can maybe use shading and whatnot in Photoshop, but for the most part, probably shouldn't even do that. To keep it as simple as possible so that you can add the different versions of the image of movement. And this is one in particular where I said I needed a different mouth for, and sometimes I put that in there when I'm Mr. Nelson. It's almost like a sneering remark of it. But let me check. See, no. Okay. So yeah, yet another frame that I added, but it's rarely used. But anyway, with this value and whatnot, it's fine for a comic book image, but for animation, you can see all of a sudden, hey, where'd the shadow goes? I mean, sure, he's in a different expression and whatnot, but it would still be there. Well, didn't have the time to do all that when I eliminated all of it to recreate all this. And of course, even the nose changes, but when it's fast enough, nobody notices, but that probably shouldn't be there. And then this was another version of the mouth that goes in and would be fit in. Between this and that is probably the primary ones. So you got that, you got him doing this, and let's see, and then it closes. And this is the original drawing. So, he's talking, hey, this is New York Post Stories, there. And that's how that goes. So it's just basically this original drawing with the different mouths over it. And then eventually for more expression, change up the eyes, make the eyebrows go up, make the eyes bigger, that sort of thing. And that's about it. This is the opening segment, of course, that I used with that as the opening. And that's typically what it was. For the ending, just cut a bit of that. That's very quick. And that's how that goes for the New York Post Stories. If I go to there we go. So now I'll go and look for other images that can demonstrate this. Let's see, which one did I want to do? I guess this one can work. All right, we'll do that. It's from a recent New York Post stories. Oh, but I guess I better check the chat. That's a good idea. Nodak123, hit the like button. That's right, Nodak. Cocteau, Nodak123, way ahead of you. Why, thank you, Cocteau. Cocteau, well, slightly ahead. Nodak123, thumbs up. Cocteau, I just watched a fan-made Berserk fan animation that was good. Took the guy 8 months to complete. I imagine only 8 months. Jeez Louise, was it 5 minutes long? You know, because DJ Play Nice, hey fella, stopping through to say hey and thumbs up and share out the show. Have an awesome day. Why, thank you. I really appreciate that. Thanks. Taylor Swift, greater than Disney's, I think, Star Wars. So here we go. Person, turquoise, waving person, turquoise, waving person, turquoise, waving person, turquoise, waving, colon, to be continued. Cocteau, I'm going to say you're reacting to old man pushed off overpass. Oh, it could be. But a lot of times it's ugly, naked people crapping in the street, you know. Nodak123, Doug, have you seen Joker 2? No, I haven't had the time to do that. It looks like probably shouldn't bother. What a spectacular fall. See a lot of those these days. Have you seen Joker 2 with a French how do you do? If so, what did you think? If not, thoughts about it bombing opening weekend? Well, the story that appears to be is another case of fat-headedness and wanting to keep up with the cool kids in your clique. So apparently Todd Phillips got too fat of a head over the success of Joker, which is a movie that very few, certainly Warner Brothers, didn't believe in, didn't give him he made it on very little money, and had ultimately no support, had to finance it through another production company, all this sort of thing. And it became $1 billion movie. And so Warner Brothers once again screwed up in that their take of that cut was rather minimal because, they didn't risk anything for it because they didn't believe in it and all that. And so the push, of course, $1 billion movie. Oh, we got to do another one, And right off the bat, you're in trouble because really Joker works as a one and done story. There's certain ideas I thought they could have done here and there, but ultimately it was never going to live up to the second one. But if it could just be okay, then it would be fine. Nice companion piece, but apparently not the case. And I haven't seen it, so I can't say that I totally agree with it, that this was a complete subversion of the original and trying to insult supposedly the right-wing fandom of it. And the craziness of that at the time, where media outlets were saying that it could be dangerous to go to the theater for a movie like this and all that. It was all nuts, and that this had to be a takedown of this guy, and that he had to be completely destroyed and humiliated in it. He was a broken, humiliated man in the first movie. Whatever the case, but the deal is Todd Phillips was completely in charge. Nobody would tell him no. They spent a buttload of money on this one. And they're going to lose their shirt over it. With, the achievement of the first one, it should not have done as bad as it has, but word leaked out pretty quick that it wasn't any good. And people took that to heart. And that's that. So it's unfortunate, but again, it's probably a dumb idea to have done a sequel to that movie in the first place. Just because the movie's really great doesn't mean a sequel will be successful or even do that, So he got full of himself and nobody could tell him no. And people tried to. He refused to test screen it. He's too full of himself. I probably could have told you something, a little earlier. No, not doing that. Apparently Zaslav wanted him to do it cheaper and film it in London. He insists on Los Angeles, which is really insane because the most expensive place to make a movie is Los Angeles. So, okay, did that. And then they were trying to convince him not to show it early at the film festival. They refused that too, because the idea that the artsy fartsy crowd is the crowd he wants to appeal to. And of course, for the most part, they were anti the original movie, saying it was liked by the wrong people. And that's going to matter to people within that bubble, even though that really obviously wasn't his intention in all that. But it appears, I think that's what happened. So Tark the Shark Doug is showing us how the sausage is made. Yes, my sausage. Taylor Swift greater than Disney Star Wars birthday cakes, I think. Dominic 666, I lost my key fob at a Judas Priest concert, so I'm just chilling and watching Doug. Good Lord, you mean you're stuck in the parking lot? Wow. Hopefully you can find it, or someone give Dominic a ride home. Cocteau, you locked out of your place, Dom? Dominic responds, my brother's girlfriend lives within walking distance of the venue, so I'm sleeping on her couch. Well, all right then. Cocteau, dang, good you have a place at least. Dominic 666, yeah, it sucks. Got to get my girl to drive tomorrow if I can't get the key back from Lost and Found, but at least I got Doug. LOL. Jeez. Okay, I'm glad to be of, I guess, emotional help. Yeah, that sucks. Hopefully you get it back. Well, that's one of the questions that comes up at the store. It's almost well, not every night, but at least every weekend, one of the nights of keys, credit cards, and of course phones. And there's quite a few in there, but it's never the one that's asking for it, but these things happen. And it's not a great place to be when basically you're stranded, but hopefully everything works out, and tomorrow is a better day. That's the dream, isn't it? Dominic says Doug is my emotional key fob. Okay. Okay, let me go ahead and get back to it. There we are. This is a recent one, but here, so I put the green color over the same background of the New York Post stories thing, so it's the same shape and all that. And then here's a girl in this story. I believe this is the one where some guy grabbed her butt. So she's sitting there on her phone, and then here he comes. Oh. Well, here's the actual artwork isolated. So it's spoiling the whole thing. I forgot to cut that part out. That's busy. Oh, look at that. You got to take that out too. Yeah. Well, maybe I did for the green part. But anyway, those were the initial doodlings I drew while at work, and inked them and then put them in Photoshop, set them up, and so there he goes. He can't resist those cheeks, oh, he's coming, there he goes. Oh, but frame by frame, and really it's only 3 images, but you repeat them to get the illusion of movement towards the buttocks. So there he goes, and it's over within a few seconds. And then he's standing there, sniffs her ponytail, and she's heavily involved in her phone, not a clue. And then dun dun dun, hey, I guess I should have done one where he grabs the cheeks And then she kind of looks up from the phone for a second, and then but there he goes. He grabbed her butt cheeks. Apparently, a lot of these things are happening on the streets of New York. And so there's the animation. I did take it. Yeah, okay. And the sequences. So he's first one, I'm running. I got to get those cheeks. And then he kind of stops for a second, but only a brief split second as his legs change position, as well as the arms. And there you go. And repeat that throughout the series of him running to grab those cheeks. It was all about that. That's what he wanted. In the end, all about cheeks. Yeah. Yeah. That's what that is. Okay. Turn that off as I pick another one. That's no good. Boy, that one's particularly violent. Jeez. That's kind of similar to the one I just did. Oh yeah, some of them it's just still images put over the the article that I'm reading and that sort of thing. So these are all people running towards their victims. Gotta find one quick. Getting tired of staring at the. Okay, here's one that's kind of like the old. I don't even know what it is. Green-haired brute attacks Bodega Man. Yeah, that's okay. That'll work. That one's. I think they call it that guy, but he shaved the green hair off. Yeah, okay, that's it for the chat. So, I gotta do the just good. There you go. Is it on there? Yeah, it is. So yeah, this guy went into. I think this guy he was an employee at the bodega, and this lumbering idiot kind of bumped into him, and the guy turned and said, "Hey," and said a few words, and I don't know. He was irritated that he was annoyed about being shoved to the side. And so then the guy just grabbed him and beat the living crap out of him. So there you go. That's bam. But you get the idea of the animation. Drawing one. There's the two men. And then bam. Ooh. And the fist. And you see the face flattening and the cheek line going that. Yes. And then he's pretty much out of it at this point. And the guy's just so here I think initially those two are actually drawn together, and same with that one, and then this it was separately done. So this was by himself, and this one by himself, and then I put it together in Photoshop. So I could keep him in the same pose as you watch the victim fall down and pass out. Now, didn't have time to draw any background or anything because, as I recall, I think his head was propped up against like a, I don't know, coffee machine, cabinet or what have you. And that was the deal. Knocked him out. Then, and here didn't have a drawing of him, doing the walk, but just moved him over. So he just floats over. But keep in mind, it's a matter of split seconds in the animation. So, hey, you don't notice unless you slow it down. And then this is what he did after he already knocked him out, but he decides to stomp the guy. So that's what he did. Right in the face. And then, it gets bloody. And then added the more blood as he continues to kick. See, and jeez. And then there were sound effects as each kick went in, and then each kick that goes in, that, you know, it was a sound like that. And then does the Three Stooges landing on the guy, which he didn't actually do. He did do the kicking him in the face. But, you know, artistic license and interpretation of events. And there he goes. Let's see that again. Okay, so yeah, I changed that. I kind of tilted him at the end and then added his so, poor bastard. And there you go. This was the video of the actual event. It won't let me blow it up. So there's Bodega. Here comes Green Hair. And the guy said, "Hey, man, you kind of shut him. What the fuck? Huh? Oh, yeah?" And there you go. He knocks his ass down and then just starts beating him. And this guy comes in, "Huh? Yeah, I don't want to be involved." Yeah. It continued from there, but that's all New York Post gave us. Yeah. I think that's the actual video. Okay. Oh, there you go. I had it. Okay. Yeah. Jeez. Crunch. God. Okay. We don't want to. If you want to see the video in its full context, head over to Censored.tv yeah, you can still go there, but it's compound censored, but both will work. And check out New York City Crime Report. I don't know, a good bit of these I post on Dixon's locals, nyccrimereport.locals.com. Need to put some more on there. So they're there. And when I remember, I put them on my own locals as well. So there we go. That's called cartooning. Cocteau says, "I remember this animation from the convenience store about 2 months ago." Yeah, that's what. Nodak123 LOL. Cocteau, "I have to sleep. Lots to do tomorrow. Take care." I understand. Have a good night, Cocteau. And Nodak says good night as well. Let me check for other New York Post stories. I'll jump ahead. What's this? Oh, no, that's nothing. What was this one? Crazy man shot in the butt. I don't even remember this one. Wow. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we can do that one. Because some of these, it's like, just, in of course, time, I don't have the ability to put all the details in each emanation. Emanation. Let's see here. Okay. Okie dokie. Oh, wait, let me check. Why isn't it? There we go. Okay. Apologies for getting lost in other stuff. All right. So, as I recall, this scene involves a citizen came into the police station and told him, "Hey, there's this crazy guy in the street threatening people." And they're like, "Huh? I just got my coffee." But so there you go. She's reporting it. And that's all I did. I, didn't have her mouth move or any of that. And then so they come out and here's this crazy guy with a knife. And they said, "Hey, we don't allow that around these here parts." So female officer shoots him with the taser. And you can see my excellent depiction of the taser, a box with a yellow thing on it there. Yeah. Oh, for a second there, I thought I made a mistake and didn't take that out, but I did. See? So he's like, whoop. And well, he didn't like that, and I guess it didn't go well. So he decided to attack the female officer. Meanwhile, the other guy, hey, this is getting serious. So, but not before he hit her in the face. So, didn't stab her. So there's that. So there, somewhat fortunate there. But he hit her, and he decided, So instead of the taser, well, he decided to go for the old classic standard weapon to use against criminal scum, and right in the ass. So blood splatter. Ooh, that hurt. And now how's he going to sit on it? So, and oh, gee, that's all I did. Yeah, that sucks. And there you go. Justice in the end, the rear end. So, you see there, that's how I kind of messed up the color of his belt, though. It's almost green. Oh, it's that off. Yeah, it's kind of a faded yellow, but man, it really looks green down here. Not so much up. I don't know. It's strange. Huh. Perhaps it's an optical illusion, but then the whole thing is. So that's appropriate. I would think. And, well, I do. All right. Let me get rid of that one. I'll skip ahead to another one. And this back is killing me. Oh, yeah, the hot dog hooker. We can't do that one. Okay, here's one. It's somewhat interesting in that it involves other elements that would be required for it to work out. There you go. Get that set up for the imagery and make damn sure it's on there. It is. Okay. St. Ranger's here. Hi, St. Ranger. Thanks for showing up. All right. So here, this involves an elevator, and this is just very basic. And you see, I came up with the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See? 9 floors. So anyway, this involved a story of a man who attacked some poor old lady with a knife in an elevator. Knife in an elevator. And so basically, you get this image and you have your characters, and then I have to make the doors separate unto themselves so that I can animate them as they open. So you go, oh, there, see? Oh, it's moving. And oh, there it goes. Oh, there we are. There's our characters. Did I put a little? I mean, he's bald, but it's almost like he's got the man bun twig. Some of these guys, they wanted a man bun so bad and they couldn't wait for their hair to grow out. So they would tie the little twig. Jeez. But I don't know. He really wanted it. So his head kind of looks like an onion, Anyway, so this dude was in the elevator with this old lady, and for some reason he didn't like that. So he reaches into his pocket. So there you go. And here, static image, you just erase the arm and draw another arm in this position. And that's what I did. And, added on to, the initial image. And then there he is. He got his knife out. This can't be good. And then, of course, add the arm drawn holding the knife onto the initial image. And then he's like, I don't like old ladies, and I've lost my man bun twig. I blame her. So he's turning towards the victim, and she's none the wiser. And then, oh boy, this doesn't look good. No, you don't want to see that. But, you're seeing it now. and down he goes. Oh, geez, it's really nasty. And oh yeah, and another thing is like when they're holding things like a phone, or in this case, her purse. So got to have that separate. And drew her reacting to the initial attack, and of course added the blood in there, which is put behind her because this is all in layers. She's a separate drawing, he's a separate drawing, so on and so forth. And but also have an image of the purse, and then of course show it in this position, then move it down further, and then have it lay flat on the ground as he continues to stab this poor woman in her head. She's putting her arms up defensively, but it's not going to do any good in that position. And well, what do you expect? Poor lady. So that's what this guy did in the elevator. And then on occasion, sometimes I think, oh yeah, a close-up scene could come in handy. So I did. I don't recall because all of this is one that's going to be superimposed over a video of me reading the article. So I'm guessing I jumped into this one up close all of a sudden, or maybe it was at the stinger at the end where the background would just be the basic New York Post stories background. And there he stabbed her in the face. It's really, boy, it's really horrific, and then I guess, oh wow, there were two stories, huh? Must have been one of those about, well, another violent weekend and in New York. And so I'll do a bunch of those. Oh boy, I really screwed up. God damn it. Why didn't I notice that? Jeez. Well, it's there. So another woman walking down the street, looking at her phone, doesn't realize a monster is upon her, and he just knocked the shit out of her. Oh yeah, this is the guy who made it a point to go around and knock out white women. So in fact, this was supposed to be a drawing of this girl who went on TikTok. I just got hit in the face and all this sort of stuff. And damn, I'm forgetting his name, but he was this weird dude who I guess claimed he was running for president and stuff. But he wanted to go beat up white women. So he did. That's probably so there's the animation, and that's all there is. It's just 2 frames. So it would have been in the corner, I suppose, of the the article video of him punching her. And yeah, these were the girls. And I think, she's the one I was depicting in there. And you can see her, she's got kind of still a shiner there. And this is taped almost immediately after the attacks. And they're saying, hey, what the hell's going on? Let's see this. There we go. There. I think the old lady got it much worse than the TikTok girls, but still, it's not a nice thing to do. So there's the imagery. This guy, that's him, Sabuki. Yeah, sorry, Sabaki, whatever. He's the guy that was punching him. He was a character of interest on the Crime Report show. And he had some kind of weird impediment. He, in the middle of his discussions about his philosophy and whatnot. What is it? Sabaki Stora, Marcus Garvey, great grandson. Moe, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, maybe he was running for governor or something. But part of his campaign was punching white girls. Yeah. Anyway, there was that story, So, chat says, Kevin looks like another butt grabber. Well, he was a face pounder, and the other one was a head stabber. Kevin, running for president on the strike women ticket. Yeah, apparently that was his strategy. Um, I don't know how that worked out. I guess we'll find out November. This one was a weird one. I think he was a Russian dude, and I don't know, got mad at the wife and I guess killed her. Um, oh, another no deck 123. I was walking down the street one day and an old guy wearing a few punched me. He then hopped into his little car and drove away. Gave me a black eye. A shiner. Oh, okay. No deck 123. Fez. Damn it. Wearing a fez. Okay, so an old guy in a fez punched you, got in a car and drove you away and gave you a shiner. Yeah. Sometimes these things happen. But did you go on TikTok? See? Okay, so this guy, let me click that off. Well, anyway, mad at the wife over something, and I've long forgotten what. He was dressed like this. And I can't remember if he was Russian or Ukrainian or something like that. There was some element to that. But anyway, they're in New York now, or were. And boy, he really got mad at her in their fight. I don't know. She really crossed the line, made fun of you know what or something. And then so he decides to pull out a knife. Bah, bah, bah. And she's like, you can't be serious. Oh, he is. Yep. So you see here individual imagery. So they're all very different. And sometimes they do it like that, where each pose is done rather than having basically a static image and just add a different arm or something like that. But here it would require a little more, you would think, because yeah. All right, I've had it. I'll fix you. Wait a minute. What are you doing? You can't wait. No. And then he does. So there you go. So then I got to go in. There's his reaction to what he just did. And he's got the blood on the knife. She's bleeding. And she's like, holy crap, he just stabbed me in the gut. And he just doubles over and falls down while you still have the static image, of course, of him just, watching what's happening here. And oh, crap. Oh, and did quite a few images to demonstrate her collapsing to the floor. So there she is. She's collapsed on the floor. And now another image of him looking down. Now what? Well, the police show up and they're like, the hell's this all about? And he's like, huh? Oh shit, the police. Well, this is out of sequence. Damn it, it spoiled the end. He decides to attack the police, and you already saw where this is going to end up. This guy says, yeah, we're not going for this. So bam. Ooh. Bam again. Ooh. Bam again. Ooh. Then he finally gets it. And then the knife is just in the air, So you got to have it. So slowly tilted as it falls down. And there it goes. And he's dead. I can't remember if she died. Damn it. Don't show the whole cartoon. They got to go and subscribe. But she may have died too. I don't remember. But he did. And there you go. Yeah, there's the separate images. It's kind of like evolution, only in reverse. And here he is. Yeah, there's his shocked look. Oh shit, the police are here. And I don't know. I guess I didn't like this one, and I decided this one was better. Maybe not. I don't remember. And That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, you should have known better. But he didn't. So there you go. How about that? No Dak. 1, 2, 3. Shriner Shiner. Oh yeah, you're right. It says Shriner Shiner. So yeah, the Shriner. He came from his Shriner meeting and punched you. Kevin says Putin's cousin, possibly. You know. So I don't know if he's upset about that or not. Oh, he shouldn't have stabbed his woman like that. That's not. Oh, here's one. Yeah, where I involved the subway. Yeah. This is one to look at. I know. I just got to show it, dummy. Yeah, there you go. There it is. The wonderful whatever. Okay. Oh wait, Kevin says it was a taxpayer relief shot thanks to the cops. Okay. Hide that so I can see what I'm doing. All right. This guy was in a fight with his wife or girlfriend. I don't remember. At the subway. And this is a common background. There's another one I got too. To animate a subway train coming, I had to blot a lot of this out and that sort of thing. And so basically, this main image and then cut this part out up here and whatnot around for there to be an area for the train to come through. And then I have an image of the subway train, and then I just pull it frame by frame, getting it larger and larger as it's coming into the scene. From behind all this, as I cut it out, made another layer, put it on top of this one, and that's how that happens. So she's wagging her finger at him, and he's getting upset and doesn't like that. So he just pushes her ahead. So here we already have the train. Oh, this is a different train. Huh. They had a different one before. But anyway, she's like, oh. And he's just going to. And then there, I just did one image of him pushing, another image, and then went back to his image standing there. And as she's falling in the ever approaching train, it's getting, she's spinning around as she falls. Oh no. Oh, the train, and then splat. Yeah, that's right. Her feet. That was the thing. She lost her feet. She didn't die, but she lost her feet to the train. And I don't know if it was from this position of the train or if it was the train ran over her feet as she was on the bottom of the tracks or whatever. But that's how I depicted it. And yeah, there go her feet. And oh goodness, and then I geez. Look, I'm really sorry for what happened to this lady, but it's a cartoon, and how else do I depict this horrific action that happened? The feet now severed, spin around and fall to the ground as her asshole boyfriend, husband, whatever, watches. And down they go as the train keeps pulling. Now, of course, it's out of focus and all that, but gotta make it go by quick. Yeah, all right. Do I have? Yeah, okay. There you go. You see, jeez. Oh boy, jeez. And I don't know. The train really seems to be having trouble here as it kind of shakes as it goes. Oh yeah, there was this other segment. This guy came to help her as she was laying down to help her after falling. He's like, oh my God. And apparently she held up a chunk of her foot's flesh or whatever. And then I showed him throwing up that because I think his description was he didn't realize what had happened to her feet just yet. And so then he's like disgusted and he throws up his barf here. This was him in silhouette as he appears out of nowhere to offer her aid. There he is. And obviously a very different scene, but that's what I had. But she ended up here. There she is suffering. And she holds up this chunk of flesh to the guy, and he sees it. He's like, now, gee, how is that done? Well, boy, you don't want this to ever happen. So basically, these are the poses. I think I did 2 sets of that so that I could cut out this area behind her to have her superimposed on top of this so I could add her other arm to come up and show the chunk of flesh there, his reaction, and then did that image and then cut this part of his head. I copied it and then put it on top of this initial image and then brought in the puke, and then slowly there you go. And then at the last there, it's kind of in the wrong position. It moves from one side. Now this side. There, that's better. And then there we go. We're back. Don't worry. I'm going to stay with you till the paramedics get here. And then there's the initial imagery of the once happy couple not happy anymore. And oh, geez, there's the feet. And that's that. I guess that's all there is to that one. All right. So there you go. Now you kind of know how the train scenes are done. Let's see here. A. Thompson, is Hurricane Ivor? Do you mean over? Did Chad die? Last I heard, no, but then again, he decided to stay. Although he did admit he made a mistake. He has no electricity now, which happens in these situations. And so could be a while before you hear from Chad, but I think he did say he's done with Florida, so he's probably going to move elsewhere. Dominic 666, has any junkie tried fighting you at the gas station, Doug? They've shouted a bunch of stuff at me, but no, there's never been any physical altercation and that kind of thing. One guy smashed up the ATM machine. That's way over in another corner of the store, and I could hear it. And I was like, "Hey, what the hell happened?" And I could hear him go, "Nothing." So then I'm walking over there, and he's leaving, and his idiot friends looking at me like, "Die, die, die," and they left. And I went and saw it, like, holy shit! So called the police on him. Asshole. Don't know if they got him though, but yeah, don't do that shit. And all because his dumb car didn't have any money on it. Well, beating the ATM machine's not going to fix that, is it? No, it's not. E-Rock stopped by. Well, thank you. It's Eric Nagel just saying hi, Mr. Nelson. Why, thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. A. Thompson, Doug, did you see Tass's video? No, I haven't had time for a vacation. This is like what, the third night or fourth night into it, and I had a lot of stuff to do. Had an important doctor's appointment, which went well, by the way. The numbers are very good, and but the main problem for me is lack of sleep and too much stuff doing and that kind of thing, and it does take its toll on me, and also upset a back injury. So now I'm in a lot of pain, and I don't know how long, because sometimes these go on for days. On the vacation, yes. And I'm going to have to wrap this up soon. But wow, I got an hour in. I didn't think I could do an hour. So that's pretty good. But it's going to be screaming pain to get out of this chair. God. But, you know, when you mess with cows, don't be in front of them when they're pissed off at you. Sure, I got my revenge on that bitch, but still. Yeah. Never going to forget that. Anyway, Nodak123, my guess is she had a little time before the train got to her and she crawled all but her feet off the track. I'm thinking the train ran over the feet and that she wasn't completely clear. Yeah, something of that nature. I'm pretty sure my depiction is not 100% accurate, other than the guy did shove her into the train. So Kevin says that will teach her to stand so close to the tracks. That's another thing. There's a lot of these getting shoved into the train, and all of them, just about all of them. There's not very few where someone got dragged or anything like that. They're on the edge, and of course, the idea is to be close to the track so you can get to the train as soon as it stops for you to get on. And that thing, I'm sure, but jeez, I don't know. I just don't stand to the edge. Because there's always in this case, it was her angry husband or boyfriend or whatever, but there's all these crazy homeless people will just shove you right into it. A. Thompson asks again, is Chad still alive? Well, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. A. Thompson, did doctor tell you to take meds? He didn't need to because I did. Dominic says, you're killing it, Doug. Why, thank you. A. Thompson, did you eat the cow? No, I did not, but someone did. Yes, they did. That's what you get for ramming your giant head into my back like that. Just because you were bored or whatever shit. Yeah, well, that's what you get. You go to visit the slaughterhouse. Huh? You want a little field trip to the slaughterhouse? Yeah, that's what she got. Yeah, still angry about it, especially now that I'm hurting so very bad. And that's the thing about how'd you throw your back out? I just leaned forward. You never know when sometimes it's just, I combed my hair and then it goes out, which actually that's worse because that involves the upper back, which that hurts so bad I can't breathe. I mean, obviously I breathe, but not without extreme pain. And it's kind of scary, really. So if I got to choose between the two, I'll take this one, but God damn, does it hurt. Oh, A. Thompson says, send KB the link. I don't have the means to do that. And there are no lines of communication between me and Mr. Brennan. Okay. This one. Oh, let me double check that it's on the, yeah, it is. Hide that. I forget what this was. Yeah, I can't remember. It says pot shop. I guess he was one of those venues where it's legal to sell your medical marijuana. So anyway, these guys are mad at this dude, so they show up, and he's like, "Hey man, not cool," and they didn't care for that. So there you go, images of and pretty much the hoodie guys have become the basic standard of thugs in any story. A lot of times the Post doesn't want to get too descriptive on occasion, So anyway, they hit this guy and there he goes. Oh, he's falling down. Oh, damn. Oh man, that hurts. And then they decide, we're not done yet. So there you go. And then I decided, hey, wouldn't it be funny to add the cartoon smoke, like in the old days? And then there you have the stars and then I put the sound effects. Here he is trying to escape the cloud, but they got him. And they drag him back in to get beaten some more. Oh, it was bad. Yeah. So here we go. The initial image drew an extra arm, which of course put behind him and then pulled it forward in the animation. Here he is falling, and he fell down, and they're like, hey, now's our chance to beat him even more. And so they do. And then that's the sad end to that terrible, terrible story. Oh, wait, I got to do that. No deck 123. Thanks for hanging in there, Doug. Well, thank you. Send Bob Levy the link. I suppose I could, but I doubt that I don't know. He does like morning shows now, right? So, A. Thompson, free Diddy. Well, it doesn't look likely. That's an awful lot of witnesses. And then I saw a lot of people that were also involved were quietly paying off the different people. So he's left out in the lurch there. And the only question remains, gee, who'd he piss off to get caught? Because, boy, this idea that this is some unique thing in the in Hollywood and the entertainment world and all that crap. Please. So, yeah, he pissed somebody off. Probably trying to extort somebody, saying, I know about you because you were at the party and all this stuff. And the guy said, you know what? Gonna hand you over to the feds. And there you go. Of course, there's probably someone in there who's of great significance and will be protected. But not you, Diddy. No. 8,000 free Pat Dixon. Well, and he's free. Doing his shows. And I do the shows with her because it's fun. Let's see, did I get it? Yeah, here. Now, this is an example of the sad reality of people who've had enough and they want to end it all. So quite a few of these where people take a flying leap off of buildings in New York City, and the post will have a picture of said building, and then I've got to go cut it out and put it in the position necessary to achieve my, oh God, oh man, I really hurt my back there. Ah, geez. My artistic interpretation of the event. So this is basically, it's obviously not the whole building, but it's, you get the idea. So there's been quite a few of these that I've done from this angle. So I put that there, got it on top of the background. And then, here's our sad person who is obviously way too big for this window, but so I cut this part of the building out, copied it and put it on top of the initial image, and then had the character there as they're coming out of the window. So, slowly but surely, there she is. She's coming out and taking a flying leap. And there you go. She's pretty much out of it and falling forward. And then another image as she's kind of even tilting more forward, already has reached the point, this was a mistake. Really wish I hadn't done that. And, putting your arms up won't help, but you can understand the reaction. And, geez. And then basically it's the same image, but I just tilt it in different positions to give the illusion of movement as she continues to fall. And here, boy, yeah, it really dawned on her, this is actually happening. And one more image of arms in a protective position, which will be ultimately meaningless. And another this is it. She's right at the end. And then a close-up of that. Yeah, to really get the point across. And then bam! Now, this is actually the final image, so I don't know why it's out of sequence, but I must have done it wrong or numbered it wrong. But initially, this is what you see, and then that's it. Lights out at this point. It's over. Done. It's a wrap. And here we go. There you go. That's it. It's a wrap. And that's a fact jack. And there's the artwork as it goes. And I can't show that. No. Oh yeah, this was one of the neighbors talking about what happened. I think I've used this woman as just, your generic neighbor, depending on what ethnicity is alluded to. And she talked about this woman, and can't remember exactly what she seemed really sad or something, that kind of thing. And yeah, that's the sad end of that jumper. It never turns out well. And it's one of those things that, well, you probably don't want to survive. Because, boy, are you in a world of hurt from those types of injuries. So, I don't know. But anyway, that's a demonstration of how that's done. Back to the chat. Kevin's, Doug needs a vacation from his vacation. Yeah. Hey, Thompson, Doug needs to go to Cambodia, to the killing fields. You think they probably cleaned up those skulls by now. Dominic, I bet Chad is sniping Hurricane Milton right now. Well, he would if he could, but the electricity's all gone. So, because he's got his phone, but I mean, that's the thing. His internet service went out, so I wonder. Because I mean, yeah, you got data, but well, anyway, it's like we'll see what becomes of Chad, but he's learned a powerful lesson, and that's the important thing. And some people need to learn the hard way. Kevin says Pat needs a comb. Yeah, 8,000 free Pat Dixon's hair. Well, it's pretty free at the moment, so he's trying out a new look. So 8,000 free Pat Dixon's barber. Yeah, Kevin says splat. Yes, that's how that ends. It's unfortunate, but it was obvious from the start. Can't say I was shocked that it ended this way, but well, there it is. All right, so here's a dispute over a guy. I think he was driving the truck, and these guys accosted him. And I think that's how that goes. I'm kind of forgetting how it went. And now I'm embarrassed about that. But we'll persevere. So here, I didn't draw the truck. I know. I'm embarrassed. I'm ashamed that I did that by admitting it. But there's all kinds of coloring book imagery. So I go to that, get it, alter it sometimes. Here I had to take the windows out and add all that stuff to make it. I thought it would look cool if you could see through it to the background and all that. Colored it, of course, and so on and so forth. So that's what I did there. But these, oh boy, it's hard to tell which one is the one I didn't draw and the other one that I did. But anyway, they're giving him trouble. And anybody in those red shoes, oh boy, you better watch your step. So he's mad at them. So, oh, that's right. He got mad at them and attacked them. I don't know, over picking up the trash or something. I don't know. So he pulls a knife out. And they start fighting. They're like, oh, shit. You can see his reaction. And then his too. They go, oh, this is serious. And so he stabs the guy. And he's like, oh. And the other guy's like, huh? And then, oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what happens when you do that. So, so now he's down for the count. Oh, and there he goes. And he's just like, well, yeah. I meant for that to happen. The other guy's like, hey, this is bad. I better, oh. And so now he's like, oh, Yeah, I've just committed a heinous crime. I need to get the hell out of here. So he's running away, and the other guy is following. So rather multiple frames here of having this action. And he's like, oh, oh. And then also this guy is bleeding out. So the blood gets bigger and bigger as you go. He's running back to get in his truck. They're both bleeding out, but he's got a head start. So his is bigger than his at the moment. And oh boy, he's getting there. He goes. He's in his truck now, and he's got to get out of here to flee the scene of the crime. So he starts to, and off he goes. And they're busy bleeding out. I didn't do any more expanding the fluid. So they're just going to lay there. And I don't recall if they died or not, but they probably did. There you go. And then why did I do this? Maybe I just needed a still image, or maybe I intended this for a thumbnail. But there he is. Don't mess with the trash man. So, and there's our truck. Yeah. See, when you join the Department of Sanitation, sometimes you get to have one of these cool trucks to drive around in. Isn't that nice? I don't know if carrying a knife is standard, but well, that's what they did. Where's the thing? There it is. I can stop that immediately. All right. Boy, that's pretty bad, you know. Yeah, Splat. A. Thompson. Dixon's Life Matters. A. Thompson. Hackverse is turning on poor Tass. Really? What for? Kevin, we forgive you, Doug, for not drawing the truck. Time constraints, you understand. Hey, Doug, did you ever cuck out Dixon? You mean make him watch as I bang his girlfriend? No. Kevin, he needs to continue on his route. Well, yeah, that's true. And, you got to give him that, his dedication to that, because sanitation is important. You don't want that stuff to pile up. So at least that's the silver lining. Here's one that's a little more complicated that I can show before I go, unless I see another one that I think, oh man, I really got to show that one. Yeah, okay, I read that one. So here you have a newsstand, of course, but I cut out the front, and I think the background is not even from the original shot. In fact, I know it was, because I think there was actually a guy sitting there, but I think a good bit of this I added. Yeah, see, it doesn't really even fit. So this is all different. Put that in there, and then added this guy here who's about to be terribly assaulted by these a-holes. Once again, the, very nondescript guys in hoodies. So he's there. I got, junk food and magazines. Do you want any? But apparently, I guess they just wanted to rob him. So they're going to go inside his little newsstand here. But this is for employees only, and he's the only employee. But they don't care because they're criminals. So he doesn't realize just yet. But then, oh shit, he notices these guys are coming into his newsstand. And they go in and they grab him and they yank him out. So there you go. Oh, no. What's going to happen next? And so they throw him to the ground. Oh, no. And then they decide to start stomping him. And once again, the Three Stooges move. Oh! And then continue to be. So other imagery of newsstands that I looked up. This was the original one, and you can see the guy. I think this was just a stock imagery or what have you of newsstands, and that's the one I went with. Let's see here. There's the original art. All that just for a few seconds of a beatdown. And that's the end of that one. Okay, well, all right. Probably an okay one to end on, but let me check. Just tons of these things. Strap hanger shot. Maybe. Let me see. Oh, this. Yeah. Okay. Another. Yeah. All right. I'll do this one. Goes to the bus. Okay. And this one involves doing using this fake city scene that can be used, for these animations. So my background, of course, and then I imposed that, changed up the color somewhat, but I just needed some buildings in it. And on occasion, I had the time to put all this in there. So here's our, once again, nondescript hoodie thugs. Oh, another one. Oh, boy. And he's decided to attack the other two. So there he goes. And it's his girlfriend. She's like, oh, no. Meanwhile, on the bus, we have these guys. But first, they're standing outside the bus. Here, I just grabbed a bus and put it in there rather than a coloring book version. And then for whatever reason, he's mad at the red hoodie and stabs him in the back like a coward and does it again. Oh, no. And he's like, I need to get out of here. But, he knocks him down and then runs away. That's it. And then there he goes. I know. So basically, I think it's the same two images, more or less, and then I just repeat them but shrink them in size as it goes. That was some images I looked up for the buses, was looking at possible illustrations of them, ended up going, I don't think it was this one. Or maybe I didn't even bother with him being on the bus. I guess not. But all the, I can see the halftone pattern I put on it too. I don't know, but I don't think I ended up not using. I do remember doing one that was on a bus, but this must have been another one of those. Well, it's a stabby weekend, and a bunch of people got stabbed. So you see this guy, he's a problem. There you go. So I did use the interior. So here we go. And then and I think that's it. Well, how about that? So hope you enjoyed all that. Let's see here. Hey, Thompson, Doug, you are in the test video on Gino's show. Okay. Nodak123, the best stock is Stockard Channing. What if she owned her own company of stock imagery? Channing stock. So I guess that's it. So thank you for showing up for my little tour of New York Post stories. Does this work? It does. Oh, look at that. So here I am in my misery as I say goodnight. Oh, look at that. See, I really look at smashing my hand into my desk here. So Nodak123, it was great. Thanks for the show. Well, you're welcome. Kevin, feel better, Doug. See you next time. Yeah. I plan to do the show tomorrow night. So anywho, yeah, I got to try to get out of this chair. That's going to be That's going to be hard to do. It's going to hurt. But anyway, that's what I get for taking a vacation, you know. Had to be punished for that. Anyway, yeah. Have a good night, and I'll see you again next time.
This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my friend. It hurts to set you free, but you'll never follow me because this is the end. This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my friend. It hurts to set you free, but you'll never follow me.